So I'm here today in the beautiful San Fernando Valley, and I heard a rumor that one of the Karate Kid locations has recently had a major remodel and doesn't look anything like it did in the movie. And I'm hoping this isn't true, because this is one of the locations that still looked very similar to how it did 40 years ago. But supposedly that is not the case anymore. We're in Encino right now on Ventura Boulevard, and we're about a mile away from the location that I'm talking about. And so we're gonna head there right now and check it out and see if it's true. So let's go see what we can find. Just about a mile away from the location that we're headed to, on Ventura Boulevard, on the side of Floyd's Barbershop, you'll find this Karate Kid mural. And I've noticed that Floyd's does this, at least all of the locations that I've seen, they have murals on their building that are connected to the city where that location is. And so for Encino, they chose Karate Kid. And I love this mural. I'm really sad to see that the sun is beating it up. It's really faded and it's starting to peel. And so hopefully at some point, Floyd's will have the artist who did it come back out here and touch it up. But for now, I'm just glad that it's here. All right, let's head over to the location. We're heading into the Encino Hills, about a mile south of Ventura Boulevard, and far from all of those hooligans in Reseda.
Not that boy from Reseda.
Yeah, he's from Reseda.
All right, it should be coming up here on the left. I haven't been up here for a while, probably since when I did my Karate Kid video, but is that it? Oh my gosh, it is it. And I know because the house across the street still looks the same. Otherwise, I don't think I would have recognized it. Well, the house definitely looks different, and I'm sure you all remember what it looked like in the movie 40 years ago, and it actually looked like that up until just recently. And now this is what it looks like now. I guess you could say they made it look more modern. I definitely liked the way it looked before. Not just because that's the way it was in the movie, but I don't know, I just kind of liked that style. But you know what? It's not my house. And obviously the people who own it, they like it looking this way. So, you know, congratulations to them. Those of us who love these movies, and then when we see the houses or the, you know, the places that were in the movies, when we see them get torn down or change, it's hard for us to accept that. But, you know, unfortunately we don't own those places, and so we don't have a say in it. It's kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street house. The new owner doesn't like all the attention, so he put all kinds of trees and bushes. And I've seen videos of people like yelling at him. He's in his front yard and people are yelling at him, like asking him, you know, how could you do this? And it's weird, you know, it's his house. He can do what he wants, whether we like it or not. You know, it looks like this place is empty. Oh, and actually there's a sign over here. Yep. The house is for sale. So I guess they did this remodel so that they could sell the place. I guess they thought that, I don't know, that it would be worth more money. So there you go. If you want Allie's house to look the way it did in the movie, now's your chance. You can buy it and you can change it back to looking the way that it used to. I'm sure it probably doesn't cost too much. And if you didn't know, that's pretty much what happened with the Goonies house. They didn't want the attention anymore, and there was fighting between the owners and the Goonies fans, and then they ended up putting the house up for sale, and it was a Goonies mega fan who bought the house, and he did a full remodel on the inside and outside to make it look exactly like it did in the movie. And so, you know, maybe someone can do that with Allie's house. Probably not, though. Now, I feel like these bricks on the steps are original. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like these are the same bricks. And then right up there, that's where Daniel would have been standing, kicking the brick And I'm going to guess that that brick is probably not loose anymore. You know, I'm going to assume with them doing all of this remodel, they probably finally fixed that brick.
I thought you were going to have that fixed.
I am. I was. I will.
Now, like I said, the last time I was here was maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. And the only thing that looked different at that point was they had put a black gate up by the front door. That's now gone because there's a fence all along the front and a gate in front of the driveway. So they don't need that gate by the front door anymore. You know, at least like the shape of the house, like, you know, the general shape of everything is still there. It's just all very, very updated. But like I said, the house across the street, that is still the same, or I think, you know, some stuff has been changed on it, but for the most part, looks like the same house. Now, if you remember, it was right here in front where Daniel's mom's station wagon was parked. And then when they go to leave, the station wagon won't start and Daniel's really embarrassed. They have to get out and push it. And then they're pushing it right here in this intersection. They end up going down that street. And that's when you can really see this house across the street. So at least this intersection still looks the same. And that house across the street is still similar. And like I said, at least the overall shape of Allie's house is still there. Just been updated. And then on the other hand, if you come to the other side of the valley, this is about maybe 10 or 15 minutes away, you'll find a location from the Karate Kid that looks almost untouched. This is where Daniel and Allie and Johnny all went to school. And like I said, it looks almost exactly like it did 40 years ago. It even still has the plaque on the front. So I guess you just got to kind of take the good with the bad. You've got some locations that have changed, some that haven't, some that have been torn down. Another example is Daniel's apartment building. That's another one that looks almost exactly like it did 40 years ago. So like I said, you just got to take the good with the bad. At least Allie's house is still there. It hasn't been torn down. It just looks different. But anyways, this was just a quick video. I just wanted to give you guys a little update on those Karate Kid locations. And I'm actually here to match up shots from another movie that was filmed here. And that video will be up shortly. But I knew I was coming here and it reminded me of the Karate Kid thing. And so I wanted to check that out and share it with all of you. But be on the lookout for the other video that was filmed here. And that's it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.